Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Ow.
Welcome back to Unapologetic Introverts. I am Jade and not hurting, and that is Erin, and she is hurting.
I'm hurting all over, always. Why, you ask? Not that anyone particularly cares. Though it did get a lot of like, are you okay? And I'm not sure if that was a question of, are you okay?
I think it
or
was,
are you okay? Like,
I think it was a
concern.
Are you concerned?
Or like, are you okay? And maybe you shouldn't make stupid choices, like learn how to ride a bicycle. I'm all right. I nerfed myself on my bicycle into my handlebars. Ended up in the ER for several hours. 7 or 8 hours, I can't remember. A lovely set of 8 stitches on a 3-inch-ish gash.
Yeah.
And lots of bruising. Oh, and bruise on my forehead too, because I knew I hit the ground with my forehead.
Oh, my mom asked if you hit your head.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing a helmet, so
Yeah.
whatever for that. But surviving. Taking tomorrow off work though.
Heck yeah.
That's why we're delayed in recording this.
It is a Sunday.
It's a Sunday. It's a weird day though.
Well, and then are we recording on Wednesday still?
Yeah, we should be okay to record on
Okay.
Wednesday.
I was like, you need to push it to the weekend again. I'm good.
No, it's because Halloween's on the Thursday, so
Yeah.
we
Wednesday
should be fine.
Do you have a thing for Wednesday? I propose we do a comfy episode.
Yeah.
We can just chitter chatter, talk about comfort things.
Yeah, I also
Unless you have ideas.
I had one idea, I think. What was I reading? Hold on.
Reading.
Let me quickly find it
Speaking
here.
of reading, while Erin looks for that.
Oh, I remember it already, but go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
There's a petty, like there's a petty thing on Reddit, like a whole
Like a subreddit?
subreddit. I thought maybe we could read some from there. It's like, am I the asshole? But it's like
We can
about
do
being
that.
petty.
We can do that.
And people are like, I don't care if I'm the asshole. I'm being petty about this.
I'm down for that. We can
Yeah,
do that.
I'll send you the link to it.
Okay.
We'll read some of those. So, some that I've read are just like, some have been really weak. Been like, you know, my mom did this one thing, so now I unlinked my Apple subscription and changed the password.
Sorry, you don't get access.
But like they followed her mom as they were like watching the episodes, and that person had already watched the show, so they knew when it was about to get really good,
and then did it.
and then they just dropped the password. It was so good. I'm
Asshole.
like, that's so good.
Okay, I'm here for that. We can do comfort the next week.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the next week, the week after is no, not the week after. The week of vacay tattoo.
Yeah.
Are we chill doing it on tattoo day?
Yeah, I don't
You're
mind.
gonna literally spend the whole day with me.
Oh no, I don't want to be around you for that long. You kidding me? No, that's fine.
Okay.
Might as well. I took the day off, so. Well, I sort of took the day off. I just was like, I'm putting it on the calendar.
It's
and
here. I'm not showing up.
I'm not showing up. You're aware of this, so
Okay.
I don't give a shit. No apologies.
I read a book
You read a whole entire book in a week.
Was it? No, in a day.
In a
In
day.
a matter of hours. In an
You're like,
afternoon.
no, it's actually just a day. Don't feel impressed at all.
Was it last Monday or last Sunday?
Probably last Monday, right? Because holiday? Was last weekend the holiday?
We had a holiday last weekend?
Oh, it was 2 weeks ago.
No. Yeah, no. Might have been Sunday. If y'all hadn't heard, I don't care if you don't care. If Sydney's listening, she cares. My reading goal this year was 40 books. I was at 37, and I had 3 books left on my bookshelf. 2 of which was the first and second book of like a trilogy, and then I had the first book of a trilogy and the first book of a trilogy. Okay, so
That's dangerous.
I was like, okay, I'll do Light Lark first, and then I'll go into the Powerless series because like I'm not gonna like Lark that much. That's fine. Ha 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 ha.
It's a trap.
Read that in about 6 hours. Proceeded to frantically Google the second book.
Where do I get the second? How do I get this? Can I get it in a day? I need
Realized
tomorrow.
it's been out for a year, but the paperback wasn't out until Wednesday of this week.
But you know what? That's such good timing, though.
So yeah, but the third one comes out in November, which means I'm gonna have to wait another freaking year.
No,
for the
next
paperback.
November.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait another year for the
but you
paperback.
could just read it and then buy the paperback.
I don't want to have 2 books.
Resell.
If I would have bought the hardcover in the first place, we wouldn't have an issue. But I'm not mixing up my series here, so I might just have to buy another book.
You might just have to buy another book.
It was only $17, to be honest.
It's actually a pretty decent price for a relatively newer book.
I know they're cheap, so that happened this week. So
I
I
need to
have
put
the
that on
second
my
book.
Kindle.
It's good.
list.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm making my way through. Slowly. I'm on chapter 20. That's 30
Of the second book.
of the second book. That's like 36%. I'm a
so
third.
Excited. I cannot wait to send you all the TikToks I have saved.
But I am not pronouncing his name that way. That's
No,
weird. I
he's not
watched a
Reese's
TikTok.
Pieces.
I watched a TikTok and somebody pronounced his name that way, and I'm like, that's not. No, it's Rise, like
Yeah.
powerful Rise.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Reese.
No. Resand.
Resant. No.
Or is it Reeseland? I don't-
Regrets.
Great. Yeah.
It's more like it. Name your characters properly.
I also
Get the vibe.
Have you ever watched Love Is Blind?
No, but I know exactly what it's about.
So everyone's talking about it at work, and then when I hung out with Muriel last weekend, they were talking about it, and they were like, "You're like a mid-20-something-year-old girl, and you don't watch Love Is Blind?" And
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
I'm not insane.
"No." So I am on season 3.
But did you tell them you watch Below Deck?
No, I didn't. But that was the thing. I was like, well, I still watch crappy TV.
It's like you traded off one for the other.
Yeah.
Just haven't jumped on the Love Is Blind train.
So
That's all.
I started watching it this week because I just like had it on the background while I was working, and oh my god, these people are so dumb.
It's all well, it's partially scripted, partially mostly they invite dumb people
Yeah.
onto the show and convince them they're like
The one guy literally just looked like he like every time.
just
Shane
like,
on season 2 is just
like a
cracked out.
groundhog,
I don't
like popping out of the ground and going, hi, 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 hi.
I don't know. And just the stuff that they say in the pods too. And I'm just like, oh yeah, you fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
no.
not coming back to talk to you. Good try though.
Love Is Blind, but hopefully their brains are not broken. But
They
it sounds like it.
they seem pretty broken, but it's trash TV. Just like have it on in the background when I'm doing stuff.
Fair.
The new season is out right now, and everyone's freaking out because the wedding episodes just came out. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm still in season 3.
People are gonna get married and then get an annulment like right after
There's a
contract.
couple couples from like season 1 that are still together and have a child,
Wow.
but they seemed like legit normal people.
Maybe that's when they first started with like regular people. Now
Yeah.
they've gone to like psychopaths so they can keep the attention going.
Yeah.
Because it's on like what, season 24 or
7.
something stupid.
7 for the American one, and then I saw today that there's also a UK one, and I'm sure there's other spin-offs, but
You know, the UK one might be worth watching.
I think we might get some funny insults. I also got my nails done last week.
Really pretty shade of brown.
They're called chocolate.
They're definitely chocolate colored.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I
Excited?
approve.
Excited?
Strong. Nobody broke.
No, I might have like a little peely situation, but I put top coat on the backside, so it doesn't.
Smart.
I kind of bent it scooping pumpkin guts today.
Yeah, I noticed the pile of pumpkins in your garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do that tomorrow.
It's up. We always do this. We always go, yeah, we'll do it. And then the weekend before Halloween,
No.
we're like, what are we carving?
That's okay. I usually do it the day of Halloween.
Yeah. Last year we were carving day of still.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of, I don't know. You just get your hopes up that you're going to have time to do this stuff or energy.
Doesn't work.
you know, you could have time to do it, but then you get home after work and you're like, oh,
It's dark out.
whatever, it's dark. I have no interest in doing this.
No.
I need to eat food and then go back to bed so I can get up to work in the morning.
Yeah.
Gross.
What else is new? Halsey released her album on Friday.
Have you listened to it all yet?
Yes, I listened to it in chronological order. Sydney got a live update of every song. She's like, this makes me want to listen to it. I was like, yes. It's very good. It's so sad.
I know.
It's like basically goodbye letters to everybody.
I haven't listened to it, but just from like the reveal of the first few songs, you can kind of tell what the mood's going to be like for the whole album.
They're just so different. Like, this is not an album to like get on the radio. This is like for her family, for her fans, for herself, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just the vibe of the songs, like going through the different like decades and stuff, is really cool. Panic Attack is so catchy.
Yeah.
So like 70s. It's crazy. And Letter to God 1998 or 89, I can't remember what it is. It's short, but I need you to listen to it. It's just so good.
I guess I'll be doing that while I carve up a pumpkin tomorrow.
Oh, it's so good.
And take a nap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I'm excited.
My album is in Chicago, Illinois right now.
It's kind of random. Taking a little break.
It started in Missouri, then it went to Kentucky. Now it's in Illinois.
Interesting.
And I'm really hoping I just don't pay any duties or taxes when it gets here.
Don't say it too loud or you'll attract the duties and taxes.
I never have before, but they've done some different things with the store so I don't have to pay in USD anymore, but there was just no tax on my order.
It's
so
just a little sketchy.
Okay.
Which may mean you have to pay our taxes when they come in.
It's fine.
Which is what you would have to do anyways if you were buying it in our country. So really,
yeah, it's worth it. It's red. I got the 80s version.
That's so cool.
But I'm still thinking that she's gonna drop like a full-on like deluxe version because she's got 3 different songs out on the different variants right now. So I think there's one more, and and then I'm just excited for tour. There was a listening party in Toronto.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
There was like a random link somewhere a couple times on Instagram that I never saw, but that was cool. So some people got to go to that.
That's cool.
Not that she was there, but like just like a venue and a
get
bunch
to
of
listen
people.
to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Really loud, I'm assuming.
On a Thursday night though.
It's usually that's Canadian music right there.
Yeah,
Pick
fun.
any day of the week except for a weekend or anything that's accessible to people, and expect them to be able to get to Toronto, which is, you know, if you live in Ontario or have any concept of Ontario, can be several hours away from everything. 23andMe.
I saw this last night on TikTok.
Yeah.
So to anyone out there who has, done the 23andMe test, you might want to contact them and make sure they don't sell your fucking genetic data because they're going bankrupt.
Oh shit. I was going to do 23andMe.
15 million people have done this service.
How are they going bankrupt then? It's so fucking expensive.
No idea. They're going bankrupt, and the likelihood is that
you know what? Why they're going bankrupt? It's probably because they up their prices so insanely. Like I was gonna do it, but then it's like $300+ now, where it used to be $100 to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
I just don't. What do? Your spit or your blood?
I think it's just spit. Like you spit in the little sample tube when you send it off. But like the thing with that was like you had the option to request that your like DNA was destroyed after the test.
Okay.
So they can keep it, but like otherwise it's supposed to be destroyed. And I'm sure they're gonna have to go through a whole bunch of legal stuff that says we have to destroy this, and we
But like everything else on the internet, they can sell your data, whatever.
Freaking, that's wild. Oh, I was gonna do that because I was very interested in some of the
23andMe is like the what's wrong with you, opposed to like Ancestry, which would like link you to people, or what's 23andMe?
No, like 23andMe does like the whole scope. It was basically like you could, if anybody else had done the 23andMe in your whole entire like family relation,
so kind of same
you would find like cousins across the planet. It tells you like generally like where they are and like not how to contact them or anything, because obviously that's a privacy thing, but
Yeah, that's weird. Don't do
you
that.
kind of agree to be shown to your other family members if you have a relation with them in
Okay.
any way. And then it'll give you like your ancestry, like what kind of mix you are, because mostly everyone is a mix at this point, like where your ancestors might have come from, what percentages that you're. And then you also get like a little bit of a health test too, depending on what level that you purchase. So they'll do like genetics testing and stuff to make sure you're not like
Actively
screwed.
dying.
Yeah. That's why I thought I was super interested in doing it, but like again, it's like $300 plus Canadian.
Ugh.
And I think that's like annually or something too. Yeah, there's like a subscription service.
Oh, I thought it was like a one and done.
Well, I think you can get like the initial thing for $300, and then if you want to, I don't know what
like
the subscription.
Connect
They
or-
really didn't plan that out, and that's probably why they're bankrupt right now. It's
Perhaps.
because like a subscription service for like a one and done thing.
It was like a big thing at one point though. Like there was like commercials and yada yada.
Yeah. I used to see it all over the internet. Now
Not so
maybe
much.
they dropped the ball on marketing, or maybe there's a cheaper.
I've seen more Ancestry ones.
Yeah, maybe Ancestry came in and like
Booted them out.
Yeah, there's got to be a whole bunch of other ones out there now too that are taking in, and if they're cheaper, people are just gonna do it, right? Because what do they freaking care?
Yeah, really.
Like you can get your DNA off of like leftover cups and shit.
Yeah.
Like like,
Take a
you're
few
gonna
strands of
clone
hair.
me? You really want to clone me? Like, want to listen to two of me now? Really? Like, think about this.
Double falling off bikes.
Double the pain, double the trouble, double headaches all the time.
Headaches. Ah. The worst.
Day list.
Are you ready?
Never.
Okay. We're back. Sleepy, weepy, desiderium Sunday afternoon.
Oh, you know what? The great part about being on Sunday is that we get a different playlist.
I know.
So it's not going to be skateboarding, emo, romance, or whatever.
So I listen to romanticy situationships on Sunday in the afternoon. Here's some sleepy, weepy, desiderium, sad girl relatable situationship and crying. What's in crying?
Crying.
First one is Brother by Codaline, People Watching by Conan Gray, Matilda by Harry Styles. Let's just look at Sleepy Weepy for the hell of it. Family Line, Conan Line, Better Off Without Me by Matt Hansen, and Doomsday by Lizzie McAlpine.
Feeling pretty doomy there.
Sunday Scaries.
Sunday scaries.
Sunday Scaries.
This is what I get. Old school emo screamo Sunday afternoon.
Complete opposite.
You're going to listen to 180 BPM and not phase on Sundays in the afternoon. Not a phase, sorry.
Oh.
Brain's a little bit like... Here's some old school emo, screamo, heavy, 180 BPM, workout, and angry. What's on the 180 BPM?
I love that I'm sad on Sundays for Sunday Scares and you're just pissed.
I'm just angry. I'll tell you what, I'm so mad at life right now. Sleep Theory, Electric Callboy, We Came as Romans, From Ashes to New, Icy Stars, the band Camino, Chainsmokers for 180 BPM. And let's pick another one. Old School Emo. What do we got under Old School Emo? All Time Low.
Okay.
Icy Stars. Very controversial love list right now. Bring Me the Horizon. The Home Team, Cartel, Paramore.
Okay.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Good times all around. Oh, and then the new release from Halsey. Great. Give me all of the music.
I love the music.
We're just going to download that while I'm here.
Yay.
I need a new phone.
You have a case.
I have the case and the screen protector for it.
We're like 80% there.
Just so close. Just need to actually commit.
So
What are we doing today?
we're talking all things Halloween today.
Halloween.
Now I was dumb and thought, oh yeah, Aaron can research traditions outside of North America and I'll reach North America. But all of our traditions came from outside North America, so you can take that
because
one
we
away.
kind of, what do we call this? My brain's still like,
I don't know.
So
We're just unoriginal.
it's not capitalism. It's,
I don't know.
colonialism.
Sure.
All of our ancestors just fucking hopped a boat, came
Yeah.
over here and colonialized things. So we get traditions from across the planet.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I've just got a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to start? Or did you want to start with like what goes on today? Or are we asking all these little questions?
No. You can start, and then I'll give you some facts because I just gave up on the tradition. I was
fair.
like, no.
Give me the facts. All right. Let's talk about Halloween outside of North America.
Which translates to North America, essentially.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So Halloween, as celebrated in North America, is often seen as an amalgamation of ancient Celtic, Christian, and pagan traditions, including Samhain from Ireland and Scotland, where the boundaries between the world of the living and the dead were believed to blur. Crazy. Yeah, insane. Pretty interesting. However, various countries around the world have their own distinct Halloween-like celebrations. So did you do Ireland and Scotland?
No, that's all I could find. And I was
okay.
like, no, I'm not. Aaron's doing this. I can't do this.
All right. So in Ireland and Scotland, these regions are home to a celebration of Samhain, which if I'm pronouncing that wrong, sorry about your luck. Don't particularly care at the moment because my brain wants to explode. This is one of the most direct predecessors to our modern day Halloween. Samhain was a festival marking the end of the harvest and the onset of winter. Makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. It was a time to honor the dead, and they lit a lot of bonfires to ward off evil spirits. Today, Halloween in these regions includes the traditional games like bobbing for apples, costume wearing to disguise oneself from spirits, and a bunch of fire rituals. Crazy. Do you have anything to add to Ireland and Scotland? No. All right. We'll travel across the world to Mexico and Latin America, which we are all mostly familiar with the Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. If you need the translation, Halloween is definitely becoming more popular in parts of Latin America now, and many countries have their own Day of the Dead or Dia de los Muertos traditions. This festival especially happens in Mexico and honors deceased loved ones, but it takes place from October 31st to November 2nd. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit longer. They set up altars called ofrendas, and they set them up in homes and cemeteries. They decorate them with marigold flowers, candles, and a bunch of food, like pan de muerto, which is a traditional bread. It's a very joyful celebration, and families like to hold parades, paint their faces like sugar skulls, which I think is so cool.
So pretty.
They're so cool. Like, so well done. Like, to have that like vibrant art going on. Yeah, that's so cool. And they celebrate a lot with foods, drinks, and music. I have 3 more places. Should I continue?
Keep going.
All right. So we're going to go back across the planet to Japan.
Okay.
Which I guess it's a celebration. It's called Obon.
Okay.
It's not tied exactly to October 31st, but it's a similar festival in the spirit of Halloween. It's held in mid-August, and it's like a Buddhist tradition that honors the spirits of deceased ancestors. So similar to, the Mexican Day of the Dead, they do lantern lighting, they visit the graves, and they hold bon odori dances to welcome the spirits back. And then, like Halloween, it speaks to blurring the line between the living and the dead, and it's kind of more celebrated more with reverence and joy than any kind of spookiness that we see in modern day traditional Halloween in North America. All right, two more. Okay, not traveling too far, just to Germany now, for All Saints Day and All Souls Day. So in Germany, the focus is more on All Saints Day, which is November 1st, and All Souls Day, which is November 2nd. Again, it's all about honoring the dead. People visit the cemeteries and light candles in remembrance. The last few decades, though, American-style Halloween has been taking over. So they'll, do celebrations like dressing up or trick-or-treating. And that's actually becoming more popular in urban areas of Germany now. And then historically, there was also Oktoberfest and St. Martin's Day, which have more of a cultural significance than Halloween has. But it's kind of weird to think that like America, like North America itself, is kind of has its own Halloween, and then everywhere else doesn't really do the same thing for a long time. We should have talked about the candy.
What about the candy
industry involved in Halloween?
I mean, I got a fun fact about it.
Okay. Well, one last place, and then I'm done for all the traditions across the planet. It's Italy.
Oh, okay.
And they celebrate a day of Ognissanti, which is, again, All Saints Day. In Italy, the traditional Halloween celebrations take place around Ognissanti, which is November 1st. Kind of interesting how a lot of cultures and different places kind of celebrate towards November 1st or the 2nd. Anyways, families visit cemeteries, they clean tombstones and leave offerings like flowers and candles. However, again, Americanized Halloween has started to take over, and they have parties and costumes, and more so in the younger generation. So my guess is like social media has really like pushed a lot of that. That's interesting. I'd love to like travel to some of these places on or around like their celebration times.
I would go for Day of the Dead.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see.
I learned about that in 2nd grade because she must have been in an EA, or I don't know what she was. I also forget her name. She had curly hair, but she was from Mexico. She was cool. Super, super nice. She was like an older lady. And so she taught us about that. She brought in like Mexican candy.
That's really cool.
Like spicy suckers at one point. She was super, super nice. But yeah, she talked about that, and I think that was like the first time I learned about it. But
wow. Yeah, I can't imagine learning about it other than like through television or something.
Because it's just so pretty.
I love that though. I love like people coming into like elementary schools and like sharing their cultures and stuff. Like you just don't get that.
No.
So
no. Yeah, and I mean it's weird to see that like North America took traditions like from Ireland and Scotland, Americanized it, and now that Americanized version is then going out across the world still.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because I mean, really, like we do jack-o'-lanterns and stuff, but that's derived from whatever Celtic or pagan tradition to do something way more interesting than just have a nice pumpkin on your front step.
Yes, the spooky pumpkin.
Yeah. Or like costumes, you dress up to avoid like spirits and stuff. Yeah, no, we're just dressing up for the hell of it.
But now it's all just sexy Barbies and
yeah. So I have some fun facts about Halloween.
Oh, we love fun facts about Halloween. Give us the spooky facts.
No, I don't think any of them are spooky.
Oh, okay. Give us the boring facts then.
So Halloween is the 2nd most commercial holiday in the U.S. Americans usually spend about $10 billion as of 2021, and about $3.1 billion of that is on candy.
That's insane. The candy industry. Just, it's like the cereal industry being like, you
need grains for breakfast.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's a crock of shit. Kellogg's sold that so you would buy cereal from them.
Yeah. You don't need that much grain in your diet.
You don't even need breakfast.
Yeah. Although I do feel gross if I don't eat it. Like when I wake up, if I don't eat, I feel gross.
Oh, I'm the opposite. If I eat, I feel gross.
No.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The average American eats about 3.4 pounds of Halloween candy.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
As I look at Jade and her sneaky hidden boxes of candy
Yeah.
all around the house.
Bob did find our actual Halloween stash last night and opened it.
Oh,
so
that's
Mom had
good.
to rehide it.
I know we have 2 boxes in our house that we bought like maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I have no clue where they are. They're hiding somewhere. I told them to hide it. Not that I was really interested in eating it, because let's just be honest, some of the Halloween candy is just quality dead. Like, it's not very good anymore.
No.
Some of it is. Don't get me wrong. They've got some new stuff out that's pretty okay.
The purple box slaps.
The purple box, yeah.
The Cadbury box slaps.
Because it's Cadbury.
So purple box, black box, red box.
Red box is low tier candy.
I mean, it's got coffee crisp.
That's probably about the only good one in there. Well, I don't mind a Kit Kat once in a while. But like
Smarties and Arrow, you got to be in the mood.
Yeah, the worst one is when you get a box and the coffee crisps are so fucking stale. You're like, I thought I just bought this new.
Or your dad goes through it and eats them all.
Just buy your own coffee crisp.
No.
Like, you can have a full-size one.
No.
It's 3 of those suckers.
The average kid consumes about 7,000 calories on Halloween. That's about 66 bananas.
That's also 2 pounds.
How are you getting pounds out of calories?
Apparently, if you consume 3,500 calories, that's a pound.
Of like a
pound gained.
Oh my
God. If you don't burn it off.
Yeah, so if you ate 66 bananas, that's the same equivalent. I don't know
you
why
would die if you ate 66 bananas. That's not good for you. That's a lot of potassium.
And radiation.
You would have so much poisoning going on there.
There is a fear of Halloween, and it is called Samhainophobia.
Oh, that makes sense. Samhain.
Yes.
From Ireland and Scotland.
If you want to try and see a witch on Halloween, you should try wearing your clothes inside out and walking backwards on the 31st.
Oh, well, maybe I'll try that. Except for, I can barely walk as it is.
You're just going to fall. Please don't do that.
Might as well just add to the injury.
Some cities in the U.S. have banned kids over the age of 12 from trick-or-treating. Teenagers can face a fine up to $1,000 for going door to door.
All I have to say to that, and grandmas now, close your ears, get fucked. Okay, kids should be able to do trick-or-treating if they're out just having fun.
If they're dressed up, who cares?
Yeah, and you never know, there could be like older
there
kids
could be developmental issues.
Yeah, like let them get their.
I think I went trick-or-treating at the age of
I definitely
did.
I did it in high school.
Yeah, I was a hockey player, but they still gave me candy. I felt so silly and I felt embarrassed to do it, but Mom was like,
whatever.
Dress up. Who cares? Go get candy.
Like, who cares? Like, have fun. Like, you only get to be a kid for so long. Like,
yeah.
Like, kids, like, I was reading Reddit last night and there was like kids who were like 16 who were like considering getting married. I'm like, no.
Whoa. No, go trick-or-treating.
No. Go trick-or-treating. Enjoy your life as a kid.
But like, dress up. You have to make an effort.
You have to actually make an effort. You can't just like walk door to door and get free shit. Like,
no, that's not how that works.
It's not. No, definitely not.
The heaviest pumpkin was grown in Belgium and it weighed 2,624 pounds.
Whoa, that's insane.
According to the Guinness Book. That one.
The Guinness Book of Records. Just say that.
But
everybody, I know,
world's in there. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are the most popular candy in the U.S. according to a poll in 2023.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny for like a generation of people who are like, can't eat peanut butter. I'm allergic to this. Yeah. It will kill me.
And then my last one is that Harry Houdini died on Halloween thanks to a ruptured appendix in 1926.
Oh, that sucks. I'm dying of appendicitis. Like, it's so curable these days.
Yeah, just take it out.
Just take it out. You don't need that organ. I'm sure it wasn't vital at all. Yeah. But it still tries to kill you.
Yeah.
Good faulty bodies, us humans.
So next, I figured we would talk about costumes.
Yeah.
When we were little. And I did find 2 of my costumes that I talk about, so I will show you.
Oh, fun.
And also, if you have any pictures of you as a child in the costumes, if you share them with me, I can post them.
I don't
on
think
our
I would
story.
have had pictures. They would have been film.
So you can get film developed.
Yeah, I have no clue where the fuck they would be in my house.
I have pictures of a couple of my costumes that I can post on our story. Not that
Okay.
anybody watches our story, but maybe I'll like do it like as a next slide.
We
on our
weren't
thing.
rich. I didn't have a camera.
I didn't either. Do you want to go first with your costumes?
Yeah, I had this is all I could remember. I was definitely Mickey Mouse, and I think I talked about this in a previous
I
episode.
think so.
Yeah, I made the whole costume up myself, with little red shorts and felt little circles for the back, and then a tiny little like wire tail that I borrowed a rubber tube from. A little headband with Mickey Mouse ears, and then I just wore like a black sweater and black tights. And I don't think I did anything fancy with the feet. I think I just had like red shoes on or something.
Fair.
I was very young. It was fun times. The next one I do remember, I was Pikachu, and it was the coolest. Like freaking.
Was it homemade or bought?
Oh, definitely homemade. I never really bought
I only have a couple that are bought.
Yeah. I was full out Pikachu, just yellow everything. I made my tail out of cardboard.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I made the ears out of cardboard too. And
Smart.
just like had like this full like onesie that was yellow. And I remember having like the big red cheeks.
That's
and
hilarious.
just full of like face paint. I've been a witch, which
Yeah.
is just lazy on my part, but it was easy enough to do. I have also been like a clown magician. It was weird combo of something. But I
okay.
had like really big red hair and a top hat. It was strange.
Kind of like Mad Hatter vibes.
Yeah, it was a little bit Mad Hatter. Yeah, kind of Mad Hatter. Yeah. I think I was Mario for 1 year, but I can't remember.
Huh.
I thought I would have more leaned towards being Yoshi because Yoshi was like my favorite growing up. I was also nudist on strike for one of my like more adult costume parties.
Yeah.
So it was like I have no clue what to freaking dress as, and I didn't have any money to pay for a costume, so
Costumes are expensive.
so all I did was take a piece of cardboard and write nudist on strike and have it on a string on my neck all night. It worked. People laughed.
Exactly.
When I met Matthew, I was dressed as like pretty much a Day of the Dead like skeleton.
That's how you looked when you met him.
Yeah. It was pretty sick.
I love that.
Yeah, I met him at a Halloween party. I almost
that's cute.
didn't make it to the Halloween party because I almost missed the bus from Toronto. But I made it, and now we've been together for like 12 years. So
That's crazy. What was he dressed as?
I don't think he was actually dressed up. I think he was just wearing a hoodie.
Boring.
Lazy, right?
No candy for you.
I know. Didn't deserve it. And I've been a panda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I think that was lazy too. I think it was just like a onesie. I was like, I can't think of anything else. And like more recently, I haven't really dressed up at all, which makes me sad, but
I know. I always want to do something like face paint or just like something when I'm handing out candy. When I'm standing beside my mom who's handing out candy to the children. But then I always just never get face paint. And then it's like the day of Halloween and I'm like, ah, shit. One year I did like half skull on my face.
That's cool.
Because I think we had some face paint. Maybe I'll do that again. Because it was kind of easy. And I'm sure I could do it a lot better now. I have like tinier paintbrushes.
Yeah. Go for it.
That was fun. Yeah, so clearly we're the same way with saving money and being creative and doing costumes.
Yeah, I mean, I was just a poor kid too, so I honestly, we didn't have money to pay for costumes, so.
I just don't think my mother wanted to spend money on costumes.
Fair. I mean, they pretty much throw them out almost every year.
Yeah, there's a handful that I have that I've bought, two of which I will show you when we're done. So when I was really, really little, and I say really little, I thought I was way tinier than I was because I held the costume up and went, did I walk around in this? My mom was like, yeah, you were like 4. I was like, oh, okay. I thought I was like 2. So it's an owl. It's like a full
Aw,
onesie.
That's
It's got
so
like
cute.
feathers and like little horns. I still have it. It's so cute. I think it's adorable. And there's just a photo of me on our front step sitting down.
That's adorable.
So that was one that was bought. One of my most iconic costumes, and I will show you if I haven't shown you already, and I'll include it in the thing. I'll just like blur out the friends that are with me. I was Gene Simmons from Kiss with my neighbor.
What? Really?
There was 3 of us that were Gene Simmons.
Do you even listen to Kiss?
I don't know what the deal was, why we were Gene Simmons that year, but like what black hairspray. My mom did the full face paint. She made me a cape with like cone spikes.
Wow.
We found like a wooden guitar that she painted, which I did not carry around. She was mad at me that I didn't carry it around. But
She was
come
more
on.
into the costume than you were.
I was a kid trying to like trick or treat. I can't carry that around. I didn't have really, really tall boots, but I did. We did have black boots. Like it was kind of epic. And it was the year that my dad had to take us. So he had like his own little face paint. So that's, yeah, whenever I show somebody that, they go, really?
Really? Yeah.
It was a great costume.
My first question would be like, have you ever listened to a Kiss song at all?
Yes.
At that age, I wouldn't have expected to.
And I think it might have been also a lot of the times, like the show about the Simmons family was on A&E all the time.
Yeah, I remember
so we were
that.
always watching that too.
Yeah. I definitely did watch that as well.
I don't think I have photos of this, but I was a zombie cheerleader at one point. Again, homemade, and the theme was like pink and gray for some reason.
Oh, weird.
And we found pink and gray trash bags and made the sickest fucking pom-poms
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty cool.
that I kept for years. They just stayed in the toy room. And then I don't think I have photos of this one, but it's another rare one that was bought. Cat in the Hat, full suit,
That's really cool.
which I will also show you.
Yeah.
I thought the hat was way heavier, but I guess to a child, it's
it
a little
probably
top
feels
heavy.
a bit, yeah.
But yeah, those are all the ones that I could really think of. I know I've been a witch at some point, or not a witch, a vampire. And I had like a princess costume that I really liked. It was just like a white pinky princess dress that I spilt like orange pop on.
Ugh, gross.
But other than that, I can't remember what I was, but I'm like, that's not enough Halloween.
It's so weird. It's like, I'm 33. I should have a whole whack of
At least
Halloweens
15.
under the
At least.
Yeah, plus all the adult things that I've gone and done.
Okay.
Oh, you remembered one?
I remembered one, which I will show you a photo of this. And I blocked this out of my memory, clearly.
Uh-oh.
I found it the other day. A good friend, I think we were in high school, or we were in grade 8 maybe, or grade 7. We were going to, and I think I mentioned it on the last episode, but I ended up cutting it because I was like, we're going to talk about Halloween anyways.
Okay.
I was Mustard.
Oh,
She was Ketchup. Her little brother
that.
was Relish. So yeah, full on yellow face paint, yellow glittery eyelashes for some reason.
Damn.
But I wish I dressed up more. I would love to like not be a loser and stay in the house.
Yeah, I don't even really hand out candy anymore. I let my brother do it.
Yeah. Well, it's usually just my mom and I. And then I plug my phone into the stereo and play like a Halloween playlist just
That's
to have
cool.
fun. And everybody always is like, what'd you do this year for your pumpkins? And there's always people who've never seen them. And then they take pictures and it makes me feel so nice. But
What are you going to do this year for your pumpkins?
so I'm going to do Snoopy and Woodstock as mummies.
Oh.
And then I don't know what to do for my second one. Mom's probably going to do Deadpool and Wolverine. And then
do Bluey.
I did Bluey last year.
Oh, I don't remember you doing Bluey last year.
I did Bluey and Bingo last year. And then I did find one that's got like a ghost and it's like, read more books.
Oh, I like that.
So I might do that
That's
one
very
just to be
much you.
easy. But my dad is like, you gotta do a bobcat. You can do the bobcat. So
Freaking Bobcat.
he's trying to enter a contest for his work. My mom was like, oh, we can just enter our pumpkins. He's like, if you do the bobcat, you'll win. I was like, we can enter them all.
That's fine.
So
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do mine tomorrow, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck, Karen? Why would you spend so much time on a pumpkin?" I'm going full out.
Yeah.
You can wait for the reveal.
Okay.
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah.
There's gonna be.
Are we painting the pumpkin? Like, is this?
No,
what
we're
for?
full carving
We're just
it.
carving. Okay.
We're carving it. Yeah, but there's gonna be
Are you?
toothpicks involved.
Yeah.
There's gonna be multiple
Pumpkins.
shades of pumpkin involved.
Yeah.
Be some shaving down, maybe some bleach.
Okay.
Get ready for this, folks. I hope I have the time and energy to do it tomorrow. We'll find out.
Just sit down and just.
Just okay. I used to have so many carving tools too.
Okay, you know what? We have them, and I'm pretty sure they're actually some of them are clay tools. I think. But
Yeah.
They might be pumpkin. And every year I stab myself in the thumb. Every year I get a gash.
I'm not surprised.
So this year when I text you and go, Aaron, I stabbed myself. Don't be surprised. It happens every single year, and it hurts so fucking bad because they're so
Gotta wear like
sharp.
thimbles.
They're so sharp.
You could wear like thimbles on your fingers.
Yeah, but then I can't. Yeah. Love carving pumpkins, but in tangent. Our technique is we find the ones that we like, we get the things, we tape them to it.
Yeah.
And then we poke holes to outline everything.
I see.
So then when you take it off, it hurts my brain because it's just a bunch of little holes.
You gotta like coordinate yourself to get there. Oh, okay. I see. I draw everything with Sharpie first, and then
Sometimes I do that, and I like will outline my stuff, and then I'm like, now I'm confused even more. So trying to get easy ones, but then I also really like it when I do complicated ones. I did a cool like vampire skull one year.
That's sick.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are known for our extravagant pumpkins on the street,
Excellent.
which I love. People are like, "Oh, we remember your pumpkins from last year. What did you do this year?"
Oh, geez. People on my street are just like, oh, shit, we have to climb up this hill.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. They don't care about pumpkins. It's a lot of stairs. I get it.
Yeah,
I get
fair.
it. I'm not sitting at the end of my driveway with candy, though. I'm sorry.
No.
Not
you can
that
work
dedicated.
for it.
You gotta burn off those 7,000
You need
calories.
to make a slide, like a Hot Wheels slide.
That would be sick.
Just send down pieces of candy.
That would be sick. I should do that. Just find
If
some-
not this year, do it next year.
yeah, plastic tubing and
Yeah.
just there's kids at the bottom.
They should
Still
you
lazy.
should just have a little like doorbell and you ring it and it like
Ding dong.
plays like a little spooky sound. And you just
All right, here's your stupid candy, kids.
goodbye.
The problem is that I hand out like a handful of candy to each kid just to get it out.
Yeah, fair. You're like, oh, sorry, no one left. Lights
I'm
off.
Lights
Door
go
locked.
off. Doors. Yeah, don't bother me. My dogs go wild.
Yeah, fair.
They won't attack anybody, but my
like,
dog
oh my God,
is just so excited that like there's little kids around. She loves little kids because they give her so much like attention and like
Yeah.
she just loses it. She's like, oh, the babies. She's such a mom dog.
Oh.
And she's like, just want to play with the babies, you know? It's like, oh, you'll be okay. So, do you want to talk witches? Or do you want me to talk vampires?
I'll get you to talk vampires because I just was scrambling about costumes.
Okay. It's fine. So, we're jumping into vampires.
Love vampires.
And their relationship to Halloween. Okay. So vampires are one of the most iconic monsters linked to Halloween. I thought it would have been something else, like, you know, werewolves or witches or whatever. But
Yeah,
it was-
well, you know what? When I did my witch research, like I have a lot of things
Yeah.
about witches. There's honestly, I Googled several phrases. I couldn't find like a distinct link.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I'm
everybody likes vampires, I guess.
Mandela affected into thinking things, you know?
Yeah.
So they appear in both historical folklore and in modern pop culture. Duh. So basically, this has been going on for centuries in the tradition of Halloween. Vampires are very much related, and they're grounded in the like fear of death and the undead and the undead rising, and
Yeah.
makes a really good story for fiction and film and the rising of the dead. So like historical vampire folklore. So a lot of origins come from Eastern European myths, which makes sense because, Transylvania, and Dracula.
And the royal family.
Yeah, definitely the royal family. Dude's a vampire. We all know it. Particularly countries like Romania and Serbia are kind of like the main ones. Basically where the fear of the dead returning to life was massively widespread. In many vampire myths, corpses were believed to rise from the grave to drink the blood of the living, causing illness or death.
Fair.
Well, that would make sense. You only have so much blood, so they're just going to drink it out of you.
Takes a while to reproduce.
Yeah. The folklore surrounding vampires is often included in stories of how to identify and... Oh, okay. Sorry. Folklore surrounding vampires often includes stories of how to identify and ward them off. So this means like, the traditional garlic and holy water, and then stakes through the heart. So you see a lot of like TV shows being like, yeah, stake that vampire through the heart.
Yeah, or cut off their head.
Yeah. Bye. So the vampire legends tapped into ancient fears of death, disease, and the unknown, fitting neatly into Halloween's themes of spirits and the afterlife.
Yeah.
In fact, many European cultures once had their own vampiric beings, such as Strigoi in Romania and the Nachzeher in Germany.
Sure.
And these tales inspire the vampire figure, which has dominated Halloween so far. Vampires are really interesting and very old. They appear in many cultures under different names and forms. Obviously, we have Dracula, blah, blah, blah. But I thought I would look into different vampires. Okay, so in Slavic mythology, the Strigoi are considered restless spirits or living witches that could turn into vampires after death.
Okay.
Often they would be preying on the living and draining them of their blood. So their own type of vampire. Similarly, in Greece, there is the Vrykolakas. It's a reanimated corpse with the ability to kill through suffocation rather than biting.
Like, do they just look at you and you suffocate?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they just suffocate you.
They got some Darth Vader powers or a pillow.
Greece is just like throwing it out there. In Filipino or Philippine folklore, there is this aswang maybe, shape-shifting, flesh-eating monster.
Damn.
That can appear as a vampire, especially at nighttime, and preys on pregnant women and unborn babies.
What the hell?
This went deep, man.
Oh my god.
There is the Jiangshi, which is known as the hopping vampire in Chinese folklore, and it is a reanimated corpse that feeds on the life force of the living rather than blood.
On the life force.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a succubus.
Jesus.
A little bit. But the hopping vampire.
I was like, is he eating rabbits?
That's what I thought when I was doing research. And then in India, there's the legends of the Vitala, which is a ghostly vampire-like being that possesses corpses and can sometimes feed on human blood. So it's pretty intensely spread across like many cultures.
I like that most of these are like a shapeshifter that can just look like a vampire sometimes.
What does a vampire actually look like, I think a lot of these were used as ways to like interpret like death and disease. So they're just like, clearly, so this is caused by external forces.
Yeah.
So we'll blame the vampires.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to today, the modern vampire.
The modern vampire is hot.
It is hot. Today's modern vampire, as we know it, is mostly based off of Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula, which gave the vampire a charismatic, aristocratic personality and a defined mythology. So, we finally got here and we're like, let's make this guy hot. That's cool.
Make him personable.
So the book obviously revolves around a gothic setting and themes of immortality and bloodlust. and the fear of the unknown, which, you know, makes it very interesting and intriguing as well as
Have you ever
mysterious.
read Dracula?
No.
No.
Have you?
No.
No, I think it'd be interesting. But it's like 1897. I don't know. It's pretty...
Yeah.
It's interesting that it would be written at that time. I don't know. Anyways, this made vampires basically the staple of horror fiction,
fair.
and especially revolving around Halloween. So ever since Dracula, vampires have become a very beloved part of Halloween culture through film, TV, and books, including 1922's Nosferatu.
I was just gonna say, isn't there a guy named Nosferatu?
Yeah. And then we get Twilight in 2005. And then we can't forget the beloved series Vampire Diaries.
However, Vampire Diaries probably kicks Twilight because L.J. Smith, I think, wrote those books before Twilight.
Probably, yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So they basically have been reimagined over and over and over again. We get movies like Interview with a Vampire and the latest TV series Interview with a Vampire.
There's another TV series.
Very good.
Isn't there one like Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire or something? And
I have no
it's
clue.
the mom, I'm pretty sure, is Helga from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
No, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, it was on like a Family Channel movie. I remember the dude's face of like the vampire dude, and the kids are like, "Oh my god, you can't see him in a mirror."
Of course.
Yeah.
All those legends.
Yeah.
And we obviously can't go talking about vampires without talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which was
I don't think
excellent.
I've ever seen an episode, but I'm seeing things of pieces of that show on TikTok surrounding. I don't know what his name is.
Angel?
I don't know. He's got really blonde fucking hair.
Oh, I think his name's Spike, but I can't remember.
He's all over my TikTok right now for some reason.
Yeah. Buffy and Spike, I think.
Yep.
Good show.
Yeah.
I liked the spin-off series Angel, which came after that.
Okay.
Very good. I
Maybe
watched
I'll
that.
watch it one day.
I watched that like 6 times.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a good series. And then we head into some other things of cultural media and pop culture, including, let's look at these as vampire appearances in media. So we have Dracula, obviously, novel in 1897, Nosferatu, which I think would be really interesting to watch because it's a 1922 film.
Isn't
So-
it just black and white too?
Yeah, I think it's just like
He
a talkie
looks
or something like that.
creepy.
It's very scary looking. It's like
got,
very
like,
gross.
salad finger hands.
There was The Lost Boys, which was a film from 1987, which I vaguely
I've never
remember.
heard of that.
I don't think I've watched it, but I do vaguely remember because it was 87 and I was way too young.
I was not born.
Yeah. Then obviously Interview with a Vampire. Have you ever seen that movie?
It's very familiar, but I don't know. Probably like clips.
Yeah, I mean it was 1994, so
If it's been like on the TV, maybe, but I don't think so.
it's probably been on the TV. I can imagine. Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out in 1997 and ran till 2003, which was then followed by Stephanie Meyer's book series released in 2005 through 2008. There was also a series called True Blood, which was like this weird.
Yes. Okay. I think Mom watched True Blood or had the books or something.
I couldn't get into it. I sort of got into it, but that took place between 2008 and 2014, which blows my mind. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Weird. And then more recently, there's a show called What We Do in the Shadows.
It's so funny.
It's so good. High stars. Recommend.
So stupid. So funny. Like Schitt's Creek type of humor.
So freaking good, though. It's so good. It's so good. And the last season of that is coming out.
Yeah. We
Sad face.
watched a couple episodes when it first came out and then we stopped watching, but they're funny.
Yeah, I totally recommend anybody to sit down and watch that. Yeah, that's basically it. So many people today are still dressing as classic vampires with the black capes and the fangs and then
blah,
another
blah, blah.
the blah blah blah. Yeah, and then there's that little comic too that you keep sending me. The spooky comic.
Oh, Mummy Joe.
Yeah, so good.
Tina and I didn't even know what the vampire's name is, or the guy with the glasses who was raised by frogs. Shout out to Mummy Joe on TikTok. It's so good.
It's so good. Definitely recommend if you love goofy things and vampires, go check that out.
Animations.
That's it. That's me and my vampire information today.
Vampires are cool.
They're very cool.
Witches are also cool.
Yeah, I'm here for all the witch content.
So, like I said, I couldn't really find a link. So I got like witch history, and then I guess just we'll see what I said at the end of it.
Fair enough.
This was written a while ago. So originally, witches were perceived as evil beings by Christians in early Europe, and this is what inspired the iconic Halloween figures, I'm assuming, we have grown to love today. So if you're a witch hater, this podcast isn't for you.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Witches have been portrayed as many things over time. So whether it's an evil green-skinned, long-nosed woman who's boiling children in a cauldron, or someone who's flying on a broomstick with a pointy hat and has a black cat as, her companion, perhaps it's a housewife with a nose twitch, or an awkward teenager who's learning to control her powers.
Sabrina.
Yes. Witches throughout pop culture often seem funny or lighthearted at times when the real origin is quite the opposite. Early on, witches were people who practiced witchcraft and used spells to call upon spirits. Most witches were thought to be pagans who were doing the devil's work, and in reality, most witches were healers or wise women whose profession was ultimately just misunderstood. Historians have yet to pinpoint when exactly witches came to be. One of the earliest records in the Bible, within the book 1 of Samuel, is thought to be written between 931 BC and 721 BC. So maybe around then they started coming around, but nobody really knows.
What if Jesus was a witch?
Maybe. I mean, Mary could also be a witch.
Plot twist.
In the mid 1400s, hysteria started to take over Europe, and many who were accused of witchcraft then confessed for God knows what reason. Probably the same reason people are interrogated now and confess.
Yeah, they're just I'm over this. Please just, burn me at the stake.
Yeah, so then they were tortured. In the next 100 years, witch hunts became a common thing, and those accused were executed by hanging or being burned at the stake, as you just said. Sadly, single women, widows, and other women who were on the margins of society were targeted the most. Between 1500 and 1660, around 80,000 accused witches were killed in Europe.
That's just called the patriarchy.
It was thought that 80% of them were women thought to be working with the devil and filled with lust.
Of course, that's our main problem.
Out of everyone, Germany had the highest execution rate, and on the opposite end of the spectrum, Ireland had the lowest.
Huh.
Go Ireland.
Yeah, thanks for not killing off as many women.
It's thought that the cause of hysteria regarding witches was likely started by a publication called Malleus Maleficarum. I don't know, which was written and published by two German Dominicans in Dominicians. There's words in here that I don't know how to pronounce. In 1486, the loose translation of the book title is The Hammer of Witches, and it is essentially a guide on how to hunt, interrogate, and kill them.
Oh, wow.
So they kind of started this.
So useful.
You're useless humans. For more than 100 years, the book sold more copies than any other book in Europe other than the Bible.
Huh.
That's crazy. So now we're going to talk about the Salem witch trials.
Ooh.
As the hysteria was lessening in Europe, it was ramping up in North America.
Of course.
That's about right. Who, we're dealing with the aftermath of the war between the French and the British. There's a smallpox epidemic ongoing, fears of being attacked by indigenous tribes. So of course, there's perfect opportunity to just throw witches into the mix.
Yes, just introduce the fact that we just don't want to take care of our women, so we'll just call them witches and try and get rid of them. Cool.
So the Salem witch trials started in 1692 when 9-year-old Elizabeth Parris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams started suffering from fits, body contortions, and uncontrolled screaming. please note that present day, it's thought the two girls were likely poisoned by a fungus that caused spasms and delusions. Duh.
Yeah. But, back then they didn't have science. So.
They also just didn't believe. From there, more young women began to exhibit strange symptoms, and it wasn't long before everyone was freaking the fuck out, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, makes sense.
This quickly turned into 3 women being accused of witchcraft: Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. I really don't want to pronounce her name wrong. She was an enslaved woman who was owned by Elizabeth Parris's father. She confessed and started to accuse other people of using black magic. And on June 10th, Bridget Bishop was the first accused witch to be put to death at the Salem gallows. In the end, there were about 150 people who were accused of witchcraft, and 18 were put to death. And here's a fact you may not know. Women weren't the only ones accused during the trials in Salem. 6 men were also accused and executed.
Would they be witches or wizards?
I don't know. They just thought everyone was doing witchcraft.
Warlocks. Maybe warlock.
Maybe a warlock. So, I always thought, like, the Salem witch trials, so many people would, like...
Yeah.
Not actually. Only 18.
Oh, I thought there was like 1,200 people.
No, 150 people were accused. 18 were put to death. 6 of them were men.
And 9 of them on the last, I don't know. I don't think those numbers are right.
I don't know.
I don't think that's right.
I don't know.
We might have to autocorrect ourselves next week.
Yeah, maybe. Well, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Also, Salem wasn't the only place with trials. In Windsor, Connecticut in 1647, I think her name was Isle Young, was the first person in America who was executed for witchcraft. So these were before Salem.
Okay.
And before the Connecticut trial in what is going on? In 1947, there were 46 people who were accused and 11 were executed. There were also trials in Virginia. People were less dramatic. In the lower Norfolk County in 1655. And then it became illegal to falsely accuse someone of witchcraft.
Oh, good. Legal.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, witchcraft was still a concern, but only about 24 trials took place between 1926 and 1730, and no one was executed then.
Oh, did you mean it became illegal?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said it became legal because that just, as much as I would have liked to progress into it becoming illegal, I really felt that it would become legal because, historically, not making some great decisions there.
So nowadays, there are modern day witches who struggle to shake the stereotype of their history. Most practice a religion. It's officially a religion in the US and Canada. Mm-hmm. I don't know about anywhere else, called Wicca. And Wiccans avoid all evil at all costs, and their motto is to harm none. They strive to live a peaceful and balanced life that is in tune with nature and humanity. So yes, many modern witches still practice witchcraft and often follow spells taken from the Book of Shadows, which I think that would be cool to look at, which is just a collection of wisdom and witchcraft, often compared to an act of prayer in other religions. Modern potions are more likely to be a herbal remedy for, the flu rather than a hex on someone, which I probably has always been that way.
Honestly, yeah.
Still to this day, people dislike and are scared of what they don't understand. So witches, whether they're just accused or actually practicing, can still face execution across the globe. There was some stuff about people still being accused and, killed in the Middle East.
Wow.
As of the 2000s and stuff, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So I mean, learning all about witches and their history, I think it's kind of clear why they're associated with Halloween because, evil, spooky, whatever. But yeah, I couldn't really find anything deep on the connection, but spookiness makes sense.
Yeah.
It's also just an easy costume.
There's so many shows about witches too.
Oh yeah, you've got
so wild.
Bewitched. You've got books. I have lots of books about that witches and vampires and whatever the supernatural are in.
Sabrina.
Yeah, many renditions of Sabrina too.
Yeah. I think about The Simpsons and Marge's two sisters.
Yeah.
Were witches. Obviously there's witches. It all mixes up. Like American Horror Story had a whole like
Coven
line of witches, that was a really good. I found
there's witches in the Vampire Diaries too.
Yeah,
Got Bonnie.
Witches. What was the really big one? It was
about witches.
Yeah. Well, it was older.
I don't know.
Fudge.
We got Agatha All Along now.
I love that show right now. I really hope it doesn't get canceled.
A big thing about witches.
Oh, come on.
Well, you've got Wicked. You've got Wizard of Oz. You've
No,
got your
it
good
was
witch and your bad witch. Which the good witch is the bad witch. Just saying.
No. Shoot. It was just like a long time series. It was
About
Three
witches.
Sisters, I think, or something like that. Which shows?
Charmed?
Charmed.
Charmed was a show, yeah, and then they rebooted it and people got angry.
Yes. There was a Discovery of Witches, which is a recent one that I want to watch.
Ooh.
If no one has ever seen this or read the books, there is a book by Lev Grossman called The Magicians. Not a book, there's a series, and it's been turned into a TV show. It's freaking
you told
good.
me to watch it. I started
it's
watching
so
that.
good. It gets so good. But I'm excited to read the books because I bought the trilogy.
Oh. Yes.
And obviously, the biggest one we've freaking missed, Harry Potter.
He doesn't count.
But there's witches and wizards.
Harry Potter's an asshole. We discussed
it. He's garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yeah. What are your overall thoughts on the holiday, Erin? Do you like Halloween?
I like Halloween. I wish I could find more energy to participate in Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was bigger than Christmas.
Yeah. So that's the thing. My mom loves Halloween. Halloween is her favorite. I'm gonna call it a holiday.
It should be a holiday. It should.
But we don't. There's just so much more. Like our house gets more decorated for Christmas, even though we have like 2 totes for Christmas and we have a tote for Halloween. But still, she's like, "Oh, I love Halloween." I'm like, "Then decorate the house."
Like, go full out.
Yeah.
Put that giant spooky blow up thing on the front lawn.
Oh, she wants the skeleton so bad.
The 12-foot skeleton.
That or that like the half one at Costco that's ginormous. But she's like, I got nowhere to put it.
You got a basement. There's room down here.
It can just stay over there.
Yeah. Nobody else is down here doing stuff.
Yeah. So
you can hang out with them.
I love Halloween. I think it's so fun. And I think people who make their costumes can get really into it. And it's really fun to see. Yeah. But also just the little kids and their little costumes, especially if they can't like barely walk.
And they're just like, what is this? What are we doing?
It's
and then all of a sudden it's like,
cute.
What? We get candy if we do this?
Like this one little kid was a rocket one year.
Oh, that's adorable.
We've had Curious George and the man in the yellow hat. Little Bluey costumes. Like Monsters Inc. costumes. I saw somebody who was like Finding Nemo one time. And like kids' costumes are just so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they get so into it, right? That's like their thing for the year. It's like, what do you want to be for Halloween?
Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man. I don't blame them. Spider-Man's sick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a classic costume. It's really easy, right? You just put on a onesie and a mask and you're good to go.
Well, in Canada, you better size up and wear a winter coat underneath.
Yeah, everybody's got to wear a parka. But you know what? This week might not be too bad for the kids.
Yeah, is it supposed to rain or anything?
I don't know. I freaking hope not. It always rains.
It's always a good week, and then it rains or hails or snows.
I guess by the time this comes out,
Thursday,
it will
35% chance of rain.
It's only 35.
That's supposed to be 20 though. That's the hottest day of this week.
That's freaking sick. No, all I have is wind on mine.
Oh, what?
And warm.
I have rain.
So no rain. Let's get no rain. 20% chance.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
At like 5 p.m.
Yeah. Also, to the parents taking their trick-or-treaters out, do not bring them to my house at 5 p.m. No one's home. We work.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta eat some dinner.
But they have to bring them out because it gets so dark and then the kids get spooked out.
Come at like 6. There's tons of streetlights.
Yeah. They're just, parents want to be like,
I didn't get taken out at 5 p.m.
No, it's a different world now. Okay. They've got fears their kids are going to get kidnapped.
Go out with your child.
They are there. They're just worried they're going to get kidnapped at all times and points in the day. Just got to blink and your kid gets picked up.
Well,
I don't know, that might be a blessing depending on your child.
Depending on your crotch goblet.
Yeah.
What is your give back?
My give back, which I decided on about 20 seconds ago.
I saw you typing it.
But can I remember what I typed? Not a chance. No. What did I type? I said Reptilian by it's not Halsey.
No, it's not.
Paris and Mothica.
It's a good song.
It is a really good song. I was impressed. I'm sad about Mothica though.
I know, she's like, my song comes out with one of my favorite artists and I'm in rehab. And I was like, oh. Did you see her mom set up a P.O. box? You can write her a letter.
Oh, that's cool. I should do that.
I was thinking about doing that.
You don't know who I am, and I've never been able to come to any of your concerts because it's always on the wrong day of the week in Canada. But
please come to Toronto.
Please, whenever you're feeling, you know, moderately more human and happy with yourself, visit us. Yeah. We'd love to hear your music live. And see all your sick costumes. Oh my God. Some of the get-ups, I don't know. I guess they're not really costumes, are they? They're just like outfits.
Yeah, outfits.
Yeah. That's sick.
Also,
I wish I
just,
could
like,
rock
wears
a wig.
that sometimes, and I'm like, ha.
Wish I could rock a wig like that.
Yeah. Wish I had money for a wig like that.
Just got a huge collection of super sick ass wigs. Like, I don't have the patience to put on hair.
I've got Arsonist by Halsey, which is a spooky song off her new album.
Oh, okay. I'll have to listen to that.
Fuck you to the ex. Big fuck you to the ex.
Fair. I mean, from what I've heard in the songs, they abandoned her on like an award night or something like that.
On her premiere of Love and Power, yeah.
Wow.
Well, if I can't have love, I want power, but yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Screw you.
Yeah. The worst. But you know what? If it had to happen, then bye. Whatever.
Yeah.
They can do better without you.
Well, you can't learn that your fiance gets deathly ill and you just go, yeah.
Yeah. Guess I'll just duck out.
Yeah. I'm glad she's got Ender, though. He's so cute.
Yeah.
And his voice, like, he's got snippets in songs and he sounds adorable.
Oh. I haven't heard any of that.
Oh, it's so good.
Young though, right?
I think he's 3 now.
Wow, time just flies.
I know.
What's 3?
Yeah.
Oh, Halsey's been so much.
It's 10 years today of Room 93.
Insane.
Which is her first EP.
Wow.
I think our 10-year Badlands is next year, and I'm so excited because she's gonna do something fucking weird.
Love it.
That's all we have today, friends.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Yeah, when you're listening, it's Halloween.
It's pretty much Halloween, unless you listen like.
And if you listen when this comes out, Halloween is tomorrow. But if you're listening,
screw it. Happy
Thursday,
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Have a spooky Halloween.
Spooky and safe Halloween.
Yes. Don't run out in front of cars.
Don't run out in front of cars. Don't run across lawns. Just like.
You can run across my lawn. I give you permission.
You're gonna trip and fall on my lawn. You
can
shit.
You can 100% run across my lawn because otherwise you have to go back down the stairs and then back up the next door neighbor's stairs. Just run across my lawn and it's fine. Don't run across my lawn in the opposite direction though, because you will literally come
fall
off an
a cliff.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Eat all the candy. If you're taking your children out, don't let them run between cars.
Okay, but like. I want to say eat all the candy, but maybe don't eat 7,000 calories of candy.
Don't eat 3.4 pounds.
If you're a kid, that's probably fine because you probably burn that off in like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
If you're an adult, you may want to consider your life choices.
Pace yourself,
You're going to get a stomach ache so bad.
We wouldn't mind if you liked, rated, subscribed, and followed the podcast so you never miss an episode. You know, just a thought. And even though Spooky Month is over, we still want to hear from you. Sorry, you're not getting rid of us.
I want to hear about your spooky Halloween stories. Like, did anything ever happen? Did you go to a Halloween party and anything weird ever happen? Like,
yeah, did you get cursed? Did you meet a witch? How about a vampire? We'll find out. Literally anything. You could write an email and all it has to say is hi, bye.
And then we'll just shout out to you for hi and bye that week.
Shout out to the person who commented on our YouTube and our Spotify.
Sick.
Thank you.
Thank you. I had a dream last night that
This
woke
worries
up
me.
and I opened up the like Spotify like podcasters app and we had like 800 listens.
Cry.
And I was like, why? Why? But I get it. Thank you to those dream listens.
Yeah. One day we're
That
close to
inspired me.
700. We're getting there.
Inspired me.
It's started to maybe pick up again.
I hope so.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Nobody wanted to listen to your book series.
Apparently.
Aaron was gone for a week, so everyone was like, eh.
Yeah, fuck you, Jade. I get it.
No, they love you. They just need constant love and attention as well.
So if you want to say any of your thoughts, I don't care if it's an email. It could be blank. It could be blank.
You could literally send a blank email. That would just be hilarious.
Send it to unapologeticintroverts@gmail.com. You can find the link in our bio along with all of our socials and stuff, and wherever you want to listen, that's fine. We will be back in your headphones next week to kick off November with, what did you call it?
Petty.
No, being petty.
Petty.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's Petty November.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
So over it.
Done.
But it's also Tattoo November, so you can be petty and get tattoos.
Heck yeah.
Pretty Petty Tattoo November.
Yes.
Love it.
All right. We will be back next week. Aaron, I will see you on Wednesday.
Oh,
in
wait.
3 days.
I shouldn't promise that I'll be back. Who knows? I may get hit by a car at this rate.
Don't ride your bike.
No more bike riding.
Don't go outside. Don't make unnecessary travels.
Don't make eye contact with anything or anyone anymore. You're just going to implode.
Go home. Take Tuesday off. Take Wednesday off.
Just don't leave your house ever
Don't
again.
leave your house unless it's for the podcast.
Okay. I'll be back on Wednesday to record the next episode with you.
Okay.
And happy Halloween.
Goodbye.
Or just ween.
Or just ween.
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 Happy ween.
Happy ween, guys.
Bye.
Bye.